I'm bad at summarizing other people's books and other people's biographies. It's my worst quality. So probably the best place for us to get started is for you to kind of give us an overview of your background.
Sure. So I have been in publishing for almost 20 years. I moved here in 2001. I have most of my background is in foreign rights. I was a literary scout, and then I also worked for Alloy Entertainment as their foreign rights manager and their managing editor. And my previous job to this one was working for Rights People, which is based in the UK, and they work selling translation rights for a number of publishers in the US and the UK that are, publishers, packagers, literary agencies, and tried to sell their books internationally. So I worked with a number of great authors because of that role. And then now at Samola, I'm going to be agenting and also working to co-agent and bring some things back from international publishers back to the U.S.
So you are right now eagerly building a list of new clients to fill out your portfolio, right?
Yes, I am. And I also I have other roles within the Samola studio. So I have to be very, I have to make sure that I'm managing my time very well. And I just started working in August. So that, is all kind of happening. And it's like been a nice thing to get started, really.
And I can hear hundreds of queries being typed up right as before we're even finishing the sentence, because they know that there's probably an opening.
Yeah.
So to help out all those esteemed audience members who, hang on, folks, listen to a little bit more of the program, then type those queries. What kind of projects are you looking for?
Well, I'm definitely looking for middle grade fiction, and also looking for young adult. And also, I feel like my sort of sweet spot has always been crossover, YA to, that just sort of older YA, or the adult books that are sort of more young adult facing. I think that it's really interesting how many adults read young adult books. And I think that young adult readers, we don't give them enough credit sometimes. And I think they can really take on a lot more difficult subject matters, and they can, I just love the idea of reading a book with a teenager and being able to discuss it and to have that kind of connection between adult and teenager.
Gotcha. So Is there any particular genre that you're looking for, or are you just kind of still pretty wide open at the moment?
I'm, really developing what it is. I don't really like to say particular genre, because for me, it's really just like a feeling and something that, surprises me, something that's, has some social implications, that is saying something about humanity that is really funny or really heartfelt. I think I just want to be surprised, and I want to feel things. I tend to go for books that really have heart, or are just, more like absurd and have a lot of humor and are going to take me on like a crazy journey. And I'm very visual too. So I'm always looking for books that are, that have maybe different formats, maybe journals or graphic elements, or just different ways to sort of lay a book out and to kind of look at them. I've also just started with picture books as well, but I'm really starting to develop my skills and my taste in that genre. So I'm pretty open there, but I also feel like I don't want to take on too much, because I just want to make sure that I get to know the field and the market before I kind of get going.
So what would, well, a few questions on the back of that. What would a good size portfolio to get started look like for you? How many clients would you envision, say, let's say by the end of 2020? What would be an ideal number?
Um, I'd like to stick to around 20. I think that ideally, I want to make sure that I'm giving all of my clients enough time and space, and I have, I don't want to just sign up a bunch of people whose books I think I can sell. I really want to sign up clients whose careers I want to follow, and I want, this book, but I also want the next book. So usually when before I offer representation to a client, I ask them what other things they're working on. I make sure to have a conversation with them. Do we get along? Do I find them smart and interesting and creative? And are we going to be able to kind of, am I going to be able to help this person make the most of their talent? Am I going to, because I don't want to do that for just anyone. I want to do that for people who I feel like, really truly excited to work with. So a lot of it, especially starting out, has been just kind of feeling out the market and the people and talking to people and trying to just be as genuine and as honest as I can, with also just understanding like I have some knowledge and some skills that I can, but I can't do everything, and I don't know everybody, and I don't know everything that can sell. So, you just have to trust your instincts, and if you love something, go for it and try to push it as much as you can, and talk to the people who you really love working with. And yeah, that helps.